Sup hoes? Welcome back to Deep Stretch Sunday. Sorry, what? Alice out there, whatever. So this is part of the Deep Stretch series. I'm calling it Deep Stretch Sunday, but then the more I do it, the more I realize I'm not recording till 7 p.m. my time on Sunday, so you don't see the video until Monday, so now it's just the Deep Stretch series. Today, you'll need either a yoga strap, or like we've been doing in other videos, you can of course use any sort of band from a robe or a cardigan. And then a block if you have one. If you do not, you can use a bolster. You could use a firm couch cushion, maybe a firm bed cushion, bed pillow. Bed cushion could work too if you have one. So we're going to be doing some similar movements and stretches from the first video and some different ones so that you can track progress and you can also get some variety in. So come to meet me kneeling. If that's uncomfortable, go ahead, sit on your butt. I just kind of like to get that gentle stretch through the front of my feet because for whatever reason they're incredibly stiff. And then bring your hands to your knees and start with some neck rolls. Move it however you want, okay? It does not have to be perfect circles by any means. Drop the right ear toward the right shoulder here. Maybe hand stays put. Maybe you reach fingertips out toward the floor. Get a little bit more stretch there in the left side. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you experiment with bringing the right hand to the top of the head and you are not applying a ton of pressure. You're just really using the weight of that hand and gravity to encourage the opening. Just a little bit more. And while we're here finding some stillness, I want to just remind you that flexibility is not always linear. So if you rocked a split yesterday or did something crazy yesterday, there is a chance today the body's stiffer and that won't happen, and that is perfectly normal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do some of the stuff we're doing, but we'll demo it at every single level. And I want you to inhale, switch sides, and I want you to just be gentle with yourself, forgiving with yourself, and please work somewhere where you're feeling that nice pleasant burn. That means that things are opening up, but you're not feeling like anything is going to tear. You don't want anything popping really at all. So just be gentle with yourselves, please. Okay, I don't want to be responsible for your mid-quarantine hamstring injury or anything, but it's not about me. I just don't want you to have a hamstring injury. Those suck. I overstretched at the beginning when I got really eager about doing splits like 5 years ago, and I did tear my left hamstring, and it's just really never recovered. So you don't want to do that. You want to ease into everything. Inhale. Maybe bring hands behind the head. Use light pressure there. Bring the elbows in. Gentle stretch through the back of the neck. Inhale, bring the hands below the chin. Inhale, open up, bring the elbows up. Exhale, close down, close the elbows. Or maybe it goes opposite, I don't know, just throwing one in. We used to do it with my one teacher all the time. But I am forgetting things now because I've not been in a class in forever. All right, let's start to warm up through the shoulders here. So you have the option to grab right elbow like this, and maybe it's enough, okay? It's enough for it to hang here, or maybe just grab onto the left one limply, maybe down toward the left tricep, or you can bring it over a bit here. Try and get it so the elbow looks like it's sticking straight up, kind of like you have a horn coming from the back of your head, hand flat down the back, then leaning the head in for a little gentle weight to open up. But again, be really delicate, okay? This is the first stretch. Ease into it. It does not have to be full just yet. It doesn't have to be full ever. What does full even mean? It's different for all of us. Breathe into that shoulder, okay? And remember, we're holding these for a little bit. And then, oh my gosh, that was a mango and cottage cheese I burped up. We're holding these for a decent amount of time, giving you enough time to ease into it. And again, sit on your butt, please. Sit on a block, sit on a pillow if this is uncomfortable. for any reason, breathe into the right shoulder. Maybe you lean the head back a little more. You don't want it crunching the neck, so you want to be opening through the throat, okay? So if you're crunching down, maybe ease up a bit. Bring it a little bit further. It does not have to be directly behind the head. That's just where we're going. If you want, you could keep the hold, or you could bring left hand back. For the gym class stretch, the classic, for whatever reason they decided this was how they were going to gauge our flexibility, whether or not we can touch our toes and do whatever this is. So go ahead, grab. If you don't want to grab and you have the strap, you could put the strap in the hand and then grab the other side of the strap with the left hand. Or you could grab under your shirt, whatever. Breathe into it there, guys. Exhale, switch. Maybe just take a couple little pats on the back. Maybe you clap behind you, switching, so it's right arm on top, left arm on top. Stay safe with this though, okay? You don't need to be all gumbying it around. Just loosening up. All right, let's get into the left one a little bit. So see, I can feel nice warmth there in the right one. Bring it up. Maybe it's grasping like this to start, just limply. Maybe it's already behind the head, right hand's moving kind of more toward tricep from elbow, pushing the head into it. Just go, remember, does not even have to be close to max stretch right now. Ease into it, please. Yeah, so again, just stressing, we are going to come into some stretches that are meant to open the hips in all those strange little ways that eventually get you to bring your legs behind the head. So I want you to remember, while we're doing that, the leg does not have to go behind the head today. Mine might not go behind the head today. If it does go behind the head, most of the time it's really ugly. It is not like a pretty yoga nidra yet. But the goal of legs behind the head is it's meant to be super relaxing. So remember that when we're holding it. If you are sweating and feel like your hip is going to rip out of the socket, please, please, please take it back from out of the head and hold it somewhere that feels sustainable, okay? That's not to say that you can't challenge yourself. You can move the hand back or grab the strap if you want now. Okay, I want you to challenge yourself. You might even surprise yourself. But if it feels, you know the danger zone, your body will tell you. And if it starts to hint at that at all, please, please, please back out. Trust me. You'll thank me later. The injury is just going to delay flexibility and impede flexibility, right? So even if it might feel fun, like trick shot, got it behind the head, it's not worth it if something is going to tear. Maybe put a little bit more pressure into the skull. Maybe the hands and right fingertips crawl up the palm a little bit more. Maybe it's more like you're holding hands now than holding fingertips. Maybe it's not. Don't worry about it. And exhale, let that go. Same thing. Right arm on top, clap behind. Ooh, that feels pretty loosey-goosey already, and we're only at stretch 1, my dude. All right. Let's come down. Well, we can take a couple. Maybe pitter-patter your feet if you were sat on the tops of the feet that whole time. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds. Look at the belly button. Inhale to drop. Exhale, spine rounds. Inhale to drop. Exhale to round. When you're ready, just push forward gently on the knees. Lower yourself kind of through modified chaturanga. Come down here. And then same thing, we did this last week. It's either elbows under shoulders, feeling like you're rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest there. Or if you're ready for it, I don't know what you did today. You could have already worked out and feel warm. You can lift up into a seal. But the seal should be very comfortable. You should be keeping the glutes more or less relaxed. Feel like you're wrapping inner thighs toward one another, pressing to the tops of the feet, keeping the legs engaged there. And you can walk the hands back a little bit more depending how you're feeling. Maybe you want to send the gaze up and just enjoy that opening through the back again. Relax the glutes. If there's crunching in the lower back, please back out, because that's just not going to age well. If it feels comfortable and you want to rock a little side to side, not particularly yogic, but in different sort of dance classes and stuff, done this. Maybe looking over left shoulder, and then we did this last week too, so you could stay down and just look over your left shoulder in your Sphinx pose, or you could just look over left shoulder here in your seal, or you can move left hand a little bit closer to the center, bend the right leg, see if you can find the foot, kick back a little bit, finding that stretch. Extra careful in the lower back here, okay, because it's going to want to crunch. Please keep the glutes relaxed. Make sure joints are stacked. We don't want to hurt the elbow here. I know I'm hyperextending. Such a bad example. Maybe kick into it a little bit more. Exhale, release. Switch sides. Right hand comes more toward the center. Maybe you find that foot. Try and keep hips even too. That right thigh is going to want to slide out. Breathe into your back. Feel big, beautiful opening. Keeping left leg engaged. So go ahead, release. Both hands down. Take a couple more moments in your seal. Maybe it's even bigger. I always feel like I can take a bigger one after that. Gazing up, relax those glutes. I'm feeling a little bit in my lower back, so I'm backing out. Rolling shoulder blades down. And exhale. Ooh, come down. Beautiful job. Maybe bring your hands into the pillow here and kick side to side. And then inhale. Up to you, okay? Actually, no, we're all going to start like this. We're going to lift one, the other, then both. So it's going to start, and it's up to you if you want your hands forward and up or back and up. Really determine what feels better for the lower back, then choose there. And stay here. And then we're going to come down, and it's going to be only legs, which is quite tough to do, but only legs lift. Okay, so ready? Inhale, everybody, only arms. My arms feel better pointed back. I'm going to do that. I mean, you could be here too if you want cactus arms, whatever you want. 3, 4, we're going to come into a bridge later, so all of this is just helping us get ready. 1, come down, make that pillow with your hands, maybe it's chin, maybe it's forehead, inhale, lift those legs, wrapping inner thighs in, super duper strong, guys. 5, 4, 3, you can do it. 1, oh boy, into the glutes. And then for the next one, up to you. You can hold up in locust here with the straight legs, or you can come into your bow pose. We've been doing a lot of them. Today, I want us to focus more on lifting the thighs up than getting the chest up, okay? Last week, we focused more on opening the upper back there. Today, I want us to try more for thighs off the ground. So wherever you're going, come with me. If you're in bow, you get into the hands, lift those thighs. We're trying for high thighs today. See? So this is what it looks like. We're focusing on thighs. This is what it looks like you roll up and getting more upper back. So, ready? I mean, you're already there. Lift those thighs, dudes. Make sure no pain in the back, though. Maybe you're rocking. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Relax it down. Maybe sway them side to side. Maybe make some kick circles. Sometimes I like to do that. Then inhale, come up with me here. We're going to start, this is going to feel good too for the back after doing that, and it's going to start to get to our outer hips. So you're taking a diamond, not to be confused with butterfly, because it's going to be a bit more outer hips than butterfly. So I can show you here. This will be like Baddha Konasana. You want heels to the mat, basically. This is diamond. They're out further in front of you. And then you can just stay here. See how it feels to hold it. Maybe bring elbows on top of thighs a little bit. or you're coming down. But you're coming down trying for a straight spine, and then maybe you can hold on to ankles, use elbows to send them down. And again, make sure you have that diamond shape. Maybe you relax the head down. Maybe that comes in a second because we will be holding. Breathe into the outer hips. I'm aiming for 45 minutes for this one, but as you know, it's probably already freaking been a half hour the way I work, especially when we're doing the yin, but it is important. Like, that really is the only way, is to hold these things long time, guys, unfortunately. I mean, or fortunately, like I said, like it, right? I'm starting to feel good here now. I wasn't a second ago. Maybe you come down a bit more. Breathing into the hips. You can do it. Stay with it. Make sure it feels decent though, right? Like, we want to be enjoying this to a certain degree. Maybe you see forehead can kiss toes. Maybe they smell really bad and you back up. Maybe it starts to hurt your lower back and you back out of it. And he'll come up. See now if you can bring them out a little bit further, keeping them splayed open, okay? If it's not happening, feel free to take just a regular Baddha Konasana. Then you're gonna see if same thing, but you can come down and bring the head just a little bit to the heels or just slightly behind them. Breathe into the hips. Awesome job. Inhale, come out of it. Hands behind the back. Windshield wiper those legs. And then we're going to come into lunges and lizard here. So have your strap. Maybe you have a block. Maybe you have 2 blocks or 2 pillows that you want to have the hands on. Because we're going to come to low lunge. We're going to yin it out here. Really start to open it, okay? So you can start, feel like you're scissoring the thighs in. No pain in the lower back since we are kind of not super yoga right now. It is yoga stretches, but we're also, you can have a bit more of a dancer mentality, okay? And dip into the flexibility there so long as it feels good for your back, okay? And inhale, do whatever you want. You can just have hands here, gazing straight ahead, focusing. If you have those blocks and you want them under your hand, maybe that gets you up a bit more. Go ahead. Maybe you want to lean toward the left. Bring right arm up, and then again, you can have block here too. And then you should feel it more as we twist here in the right hip. Gazing out past the right armpit. Kind of similar to last week's stretch like we did in kind of our wide-legged straddle. Feeling the stretch all the way from right hip flexor through tip of right middle finger. Or just staying straight, remember, okay, this is just optional. And then maybe inhaling, sweeping it over, taking it to the other side. So left arm over, and you're gonna feel it kind of in a different way. This should help to encourage to wrap the right hip down, drop it down even further. Breathe here, you can do it. Maybe you've been chilling in center. Maybe you come back to center. Maybe you send fingertips down. Open the chest, watch that lower back again. Feel like an exultant chest, not dumping down. Inhale, come back. Let's rock back into a half split here. So sending the hips back, you're on the heel of the left foot, toes tucking back toward the shin. And up on either blocks, pillow, staying up here, trying for a straight leg, or you can start to ease down a little bit. This is just pretty classic stretches here, but we'll get into some funkier stuff. But also the classics, I find, because they're so classic, I don't know, I shy away from them. I have to force myself to do a half split, but it's freaking important, dudes. Feeling the stretch there through the hamstring. You can stay here if you want to try to make it PNF, like we did last time. Kind of push into the heel, strengthen the left leg. So you're just tensing it up a bit here. About 40%. Don't have to though. Tense, tense, tense. If you are squeezing that quad, and then you exhale, get to relax, and maybe it opens a bit more. Maybe you go a bit deeper. Into the hamstring. I'm relaxing a bit more into it. Takes a lot, especially for this left one. This is the one I said I injured. Takes kind of a bit to open back up. And inhale, rock forward. This time, heel toe the left foot off to the left. Heel in, toes out, okay? Coming for our lizard, of course, if you want to roll onto the edge of the foot. I love to do that. I love to push it open like this. Maybe you're on hands and you lift that back leg and you kind of make some circles, but please only if it feels fine for the knees. And you switch directions, but this is something I like to do. I feel like I get real juicy into the right hip when I do this, or you're just staying still, okay? And then up to you. You can relax up here. You could be on forearms, have the leg lifted. Or you can be on forearms, have it down. You can be on your hands or on a block, have it down. Or, so bad. We are reaching, bringing right hand more toward the center. You can be on hand or on forearm. Reaching back for, the left foot. If you have a strap and you don't quite have the foot, you can hook the strap. This is a bad example, but you know what I mean. So you can have the strap there on the top of the foot and kind of bring it back here. Just make sure it's all safe in the shoulder. You want your shoulder kind of like I have mine here, and you can kick into it. Safely come out, please. Okay, maybe let the strap go, then adjust the shoulder because that's a lot of rotation going on there. Or you can hold it with your hand. Forearm you can come down to, and then up to you whether or not you're squeezing it in or kicking it out. You can see, you can do a bit of both. Just see which gives you the greatest stretch. I like to kick out sometimes like this. Maybe that'll be thumbnail. But also, sometimes bringing it to the butt is like, ah. So, see which one for you. And we're gonna try and build some heat into the right quad, I know. Or somewhere in between. This is kind of my sweet spot. I mean, it's not so sweet, but we're calling it a sweet spot. Beautiful job. Keep breathing, guys. Maybe try and square those shoulders a bit more, and you feel it move a little bit more toward the front of the quad. Maybe you like it open. Okay, it's up to you, just as long as it feels safe and it feels like your best stretch. Keep holding. The longer we hold, the bigger the payoff, my friends. 5. Maybe you go a bit deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Release it down. Send both hips back to child's pose. And just see if you can feel any major difference between that right hip and the left. I know I can. coming for right leg in front this time. Doing it all again on the other side. Be gentle with yourself. Ease into it here. I'm going to switch sides just because it's visually just better this way. But you are right leg in front, or whatever leg you didn't do yet. Coming for your low lunge, trying to stack those joints, knee on top of ankle. And then you're either pushing the hands into the thigh, sending the left leg down, or, well, you can all do that for a second. Just kind of get your bearings, scissor the inner thighs toward one another, okay? Or then you can come. For the side stretch, you can have a block here, or you can do fingertips, sending left arm over. Making sure you're not leaning too much into the right hand or the right hip, okay? We're all about left hip opening right now. So make sure you think about sending that down. It might feel like it's opening up with the hand. Try and keep the chest open, but see if you can keep any weight there in the left hip, sending it down. Beautiful job. Inhale, maybe bring it around to the other side. Move that block if you have it. And feel how that's changing the stretch here. See how I wanted to open up on the other side. Now we're encouraging it down. My hair's so not. I should have showered before this, guys. Sorry. And inhale, back to center. Absolutely up to you, just like last time. Hands here. Maybe you're coming more up, coming a little bit out of that hip, holding a more traditional low lunge. Maybe your hands down, exalting the chest, not dumping into the lower back. Okay, so we got kind of opposing motion, chest going up, hips sinking down here. I feel like I have so much I want to do in these videos, but then we're holding stuff so long, but it's good, right? We're getting deep, that's the point. So I think that we'll go pigeon, pigeon, and do it really deep. And then we'll do some stretches on the back to try and get the leg behind the head. It doesn't have to go. We'll try to do some PNF in splits. And then inhale, you can come up out of this, rock back to your half split, and then just do some bridge holds or wheel holds. They don't have to be your deepest because we didn't do a super amount in back, but we want to just make sure we're getting them because we did warm the shoulders and the back up like that. Shoulders are going to help with leg behind the head. Make sure you're flexing into the right foot. Breathing into that hamstring. Blocks or pillows can be under your hands, trying to keep the hips square. That's my hardest thing with this one. What we want here, because we're doing yin stretches and we're trying to get uber flexible, is we're waiting. We're not just holding 5 breaths moving. We are waiting for heat, for all the heat to come here through the back of the leg. I feel like I look like Cousin It in this video because I have my hair everywhere, but oh well. I wanted it down, wild and free. Keep holding, maybe come into a little PNF with me, okay? Like we did in the last video, you're seeing if you can flex those quads. It's gonna look like the kneecaps raising, you're pressing in to the heel of the right foot, making sure there's no pain back here. Keep that foot flexed, push, 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 flex. Keeping it really strong, engaging all those muscles. And then when we relax back down, hopefully we should get a bit more length. It's something you can hardly see it. I know that's why I feel bad teaching. It's a bit easier to teach in person. And then if you were holding that, see if you can relax down with me. My right hamstring's actually way tighter than the left today. I don't know what's up with that. And inhale. Coming for our lizard, so heel toe out. And just take a moment to rock it out however you want, right? So you're either on the side of the heel, maybe push the leg away there like that. Maybe seeing if you like it with a raised leg. Maybe you like to, some people like to squeeze the thigh closer to the shoulder, feel they get a better stretch like that. Just see who you are here, what type of lizard you are. And then maybe if you're up on the toe, the left toes, take those circles with me. You don't have to, okay? It's a little bit advanced to be moving in this position, so. But I just think it feels really nice. Strong through the back leg, so you can see what's called lizard. And then up to you. You do not have to grab the foot if you don't want to, okay? You can just relax into the lizard wherever you want. You can use a strap to grab the foot. You can be on forearm, or you can be on hand. You can pull the foot closer to the glute. You can kick into it, wherever you want. Take a moment, find that sweet spot. Maybe you're opening up more here. Maybe you're trying to keep them square. It just is going to get a different part of the quad, so it does not a big deal, okay? We're not being snobby in the deep stretch series. We are just simply trying to stretch. I am just simply forcing myself to do these videos, so I do a deep, deep, deep dive at least once a week. This is one that I hate holding alone, so you're here with me. Whew. Waiting for the heat. I find the heat comes pretty quick here, doesn't it? But stay with it. Maybe bring it in. It's going to be which one you hate doing more. Bringing it in and stretching out is probably what you need to do more. So full disclosure, I do hate bringing it, especially here for the left leg. I hate bringing it closer to the glute. So we're doing it. Bring it back. Flexibility is not easy, guys. Starting to feel good though, right? Starting to open up more. Maybe you could kick back further. All right, just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Send that back. Send both hip back. Oh, shake it out side to side. Great work. Okay, we are coming for pigeon. And I think I'll show you first this way, and then I will come forward to show you the twist. If you do not want to do full pigeon, of course, always the option for reclining pigeon. On your back here, either just right leg comes on top of left. You either just push it away, or you tuck the hands, bring it in closer here. Or on your back, if it's going to be a bit tougher, if it's at 90 degrees, you should strive for it, but don't worry if it doesn't happen. Keep the foot flexed, and then come back here. And since we'll try to do some twisting in it, I'm going to come look at you here. Oh, we're not that bad. We're at like 33 minutes. That's pretty good. So bring it here. Send the other leg back. See, can you see? Yeah, so my foot is almost at 90, back leg's back. We want even weight through both heels. We don't want to just be dumping into the right. And we're going to start by coming down onto the chest. And then you can either hang out here, or I will show you the options for twisting. I'm going to back up. I want you to see this better. So you stay there. I'm just trying to make this visually a bit better for you. Yeah, that's better. Okay. If you want to, you can press it to the back foot, lift the knee off the ground, keep it really engaged. That might feel really difficult, might feel really bad for the knee. Just try it. I'm just calling out options because I don't know levels of people that are watching this or anything. Relax down. If you want to put on Spotify, I love to do pigeon and just other stretches where you surrender to gravity. I just listen to Gravity by John Mayer like 50 times while I do it. A bunch of wrinkles in my hands these days, boys. don't know what's up with that. They're kind of freaking me out. Breathe into that outer right hip. And then, okay, this is the twisting. So the twisting can be as easy as just walking the hands off toward the right to start. Maybe you stay up here. Maybe you relax down. Maybe the chin comes to the knee. Try not to change the angle of the front leg. Maybe you come down, you hook left elbow across right knee. You bring hands together and you twist down here. Push the tricep into the knee. And you can kind of feel, or the thigh, should be more toward the thigh. And just feel what that does for your stretch. If that's uncomfortable, the balancing for whatever reason, you could just twist down and stay here so long as it feels fine for the shoulders. Let's take it a twist if you can, okay? And seeing how we radicalize this stretch. Inhale, crawl it back, and then I think you have a good idea where we're going. We're going to the other side here. So same thing, you can just twist it. It could look like this, or you could drop the shoulder if it feels good. The side's a little bit easier to have the shoulder drop because it could rest on the foot, and then go there and see how that changes the stretch. And then hold again if you want to relax it down and kind of keep the twist, but with flat arms, just please make sure it feels okay for the shoulder, but you can do that if maybe you're on a hard floor and the elbow is digging into the wood and it doesn't feel good, or the mat's not thick enough. All right, don't you feel it? Do you believe in me now? Believe it, the longer you hold the stretches, the better they get. Or in theory, they should be that way. Inhale, walk it back to center. Maybe bring, if you're on your back, just stay there. Maybe you come up, gaze up. Exhale just for a couple more breaths. See if you can relax down even further. And inhale, walk back up. Safely come out of it. Maybe you roll to the right hip. And then bring the left leg forward. And then, oh my gosh, roll it out. See the difference there in those legs, right? Maybe you want a tabletop. And like you're a dog. Oh, shake it out. Maybe cross it. Bring it back. Just bring some feely back into it. Big circles. Loosey, loosey, right? And then see if you could feel the difference between right and left. Oh my God. So again, you could take that reclined pigeon on your back, crossing the shin, left shin over right thigh, and then either hugging it in or just gently pressing it away. Or you can come, king pigeon, full pigeon. The king pigeon is a big back bend, but maybe we'll work toward that one day. But I just know this video will be like 3 hours if we did everything I wanted to do. So we're breaking it up. So feel free to do, you could do 2 videos of deep stretch if you want a really crazy time. You can do 2 hours because they'll be, like I said, I'm trying to make them just different enough that if that's something you wanted to do, you could. And fast forward through repeat postures. So see if you could, how close you could get it to 90. My left is probably just never gonna go there. But see, and then inhale, keep that foot flexed. And then, can be better than this though. Bow down once you figure your shit out like me. Maybe you're pressing into the back foot, lifting the knee. Maybe that doesn't feel good. Just make sure left leg, foot stays flexed. Protecting the knee, no pain in the knee. If there's pain in it, maybe you bring it, just scale it back a touch, guys. Make sure you're not just dumping to the left hip. Like last time, even weight through right and left. Breathing into it, try and enjoy it. People love pigeon, I think. I think it's popular, and we definitely didn't do it in the last video, right? Not that you could answer. No, I'm pretty sure we didn't do it last Sunday because that video got freaking long. What did we even do that took that long? Well, we did those bad hamstring things for like 15 minutes, didn't we? Which is good. Those are good. I'm sad I'm not going to make you do them today. But they're pretty, it's pretty simple to know how to do those on your own. Next video, though, probably make you do it. I will be making you do frog after this, though. So I think I'm going to keep frog in every video. Because frog's just an exciting one, I think, for you to see and believe your flexibility is getting better. Just for whatever reason, it's just easier to see improvement, and then maybe you endure it longer every time you do it, and you can feel that you are getting more flexible. So we'll do that so you can have some sort of satisfaction from this. Starting to take that twist. Again, it's optional. You don't have to take the twist. You can hook here. It's a lot on the shoulders, so please, if it's feeling like too much, just come down. Or you can even twist like this, right? Staying up. But try it out. Breathe into that hip. Try and keep some weight through the right leg, not just coming onto the left booty cheek. Keeping shoulders relaxed. Maybe do a body scan right now. See if you're holding tension anywhere weird, like an eyebrow hair or something. And relax it. Relax your lips, relax your mouth. I find sometimes I'm clenching my jaw, especially in twists. See if you can make that all gooey. And no one's looking at you. See if you could just let the jaw go slack. Maybe take an exhale with the tongue out. See how that relaxes everything. And inhale, walking toward the other side here, okay? Might be easier. Take the twist on this side because you kind of have the arch of the foot as a crutch to keep the hands together. But again, you do not have to keep the hands together there. It is quite advanced. See how it's changing up the stretch there. I'm coming out of it a little bit. Right, if it doesn't feel right, please come out. It doesn't matter if you did it full last week or anything, or did it full like 10 years ago. Please, please, please don't even compare yourself to who you were yesterday, right? It's just all about right now, especially with flexibility. Maybe pushing the foot, looking back at the right leg. No idea how that looks on camera, but breathing into it, guys. You can do it. Just a little bit longer. Maybe check out your feet. I'm developing really, like I said in the wrist, I'm developing new weird lines on my body from this crisis. Someone's gonna have to read them. I don't know what they mean. And now, walk it back to center. Okay, take a moment, see if maybe you can make that leg a bit closer to 90 after holding it this long. Yeah, see, mine's a little bit closer. Doesn't that feel good? Then inhale, come up, maybe press into it. Just take just a second back, and then relax into what should be close to your max here. Relax, relax into it. Make sure there's no tension. Try and relax that left hip even. And then inhale, walk the hands up. Maybe scoot it back, however feels comfortable for you. Maybe you're leaning onto the hip and letting it go. And then, taking a second. Shaking them out, side to side. And then, yep, you guessed it, we're coming for frog now. So we did the outer hips, my inner hips are screaming, so we're gonna just do a nice frog before we kind of try and get into our peak postures here. So remember frog from last week, knees lined up with heels, or if you find that to be uncomfortable, you can make that diamond shape, send the hips back toward the heels, maybe stay on forearms, legs out. And remember, not coming forward, that might look impressive when you come forward, like, look, I'm all the way in it, but you're not getting the stretch. You want to be sending those hips back. So, if you can come onto the forearms, sometimes if you come up onto the hands, it's just going to propel the hips back a little bit more, and then you're like, oh, and it shows you what kind of, what kind of misery you should be looking for particularly. If you want a PNF here in frog, feel free to. That's going to look like pushing a bit into the knees, feeling like you're squeezing the inner thighs toward one another. Sides of the glutes engage, and you're feeling like maybe you could rip the mat into each other, right? Like you could bring, those knees are so strong, thighs are so strong, you could bring both sides of the mat in. And then you're holding the PNF stretch, then you exhale, relax a little bit more into it. Just choose what you want to do. You could keep repeating with those PNFs, or you could just relax into it. Mine was way better last week. I'm kind of dying here today. Last week I was like, oh, this feels so good. Let's do it forever. But today, my boys, I don't know what's happening. And now I'm in a PNF. No pressure to. I just think it gives me a deeper stretch. So push in, engage. If you're doing it, there's a little bit of shaky, that's good. Just trying to bring some heat in, okay? Holding that PNF if you're with me. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and maybe relaxing deeper into that frog. Yeah, now starting to feel good. Oh my God. Maybe see how it feels in each leg, like lean a bit over to the left. Be really gentle with this, so lean to the right. See which hip is tighter, my left, of course. Just a couple more breaths here, guys. You can do it. You should be feeling that heat. Starting to get into the deep, deep yin-like release. Maybe releasing some motions here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Really careful here, okay? Maybe pressing into one hand, scooting it in a bit more, pressing to the other. Oh my God, bringing it in. Oh Jesus. All right, come back on your back, okay? I'll show you this way here. Okay, you can see me. Beautiful job. Roll them out. Okay. So lots of options here, of course, because it's going to be kind of 0 to 100. Option 1, please feel free. You are still working toward what we're working toward if you're here. You're bringing the legs out into either Baddha Konasana, or you can bring them further out into that diamond so long as it's not, I keep saying so long, as long as it's not crunching into the hips, dropping the knees out. Right, so you're just reclining, using gravity, or a little bit of weight of your hands to send the knees down. Or you're coming up, and you're taking that diamond shape, but you're taking it on your back, bringing the feet together here, relaxing the head down, using gravity, and a little bit of pressure from your hands to try to bring those feet down, okay? You can curl up if you want to, but please protect the neck. But while we hold for the beginning, we're just gonna kind of chill here. All right, this is pretty different. Whoop. You You can do it. Cradle them however feels good to you. Maybe it feels good to have the pressure of the forearms on them. Maybe you feel like that's way too much. Please make sure lower back is feeling fine, okay? So relax through it. Bring it all into the hips. Breathing in to those hips. And then try it however you want it. You could start to bring them, kind of bring the heels out. It's a kind of an extended happy baby here. See if knees can get close to the mat. Keep back relaxed. And then maybe you want to get cheeky, bring the hands inside. Here. Hold it and pull it back just a little bit more. And then maybe you want to let one leg relax. I'm going to let my left leg relax. I'm going to bring it. You could just bring the shoulder behind the knee, okay? That is enough. Or if you want to try it, please take it slow. Make sure it feels fine, okay? It should be rather comfortable. Flex the foot. See if maybe the head comes on top. And I don't have the best one, but I'm working toward it, and this actually feels pretty good, right? So if I let the head go down more, it becomes too much for me, but there's no pain in the neck. So I'm just relaxing down here. Hold where it's comfortable for you. My left leg probably isn't going to come behind. It did a long time ago, but that was a long time ago, right? Just doing that one leg or holding them both. And see them relaxing into it more. It feels really nice. And then go ahead, release it. Maybe you bring them in for a second. Then you try that other leg, and maybe it's just the shoulder, right? Or maybe you're getting it closer and closer yet. See, this one doesn't come behind as well. And that's fine. But hold in a place that feels sustainable, and maybe it gets closer. Be really careful. Okay, this is what I'm saying. We're working toward it, see? Now it's tucking more. You're just opening gently. We did a ton of work into those outer hips, right? So you don't want to force it. If it's going to happen, you should be able to relax into it. And I feel a little snag in my left hip, so I'm going to relax out even more and just hold it on the shoulder, okay? And then, go ahead, bring it down. Bring the legs down. Everybody, you could have heels on the mat. Go side to side. If you want to try to get both behind the head, go ahead, do that now, okay? But really only do that if both went behind super comfortably, okay? If not, just try and hold that like deep happy baby. Maybe you cross one over the other and bring it back here. But please, 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 please be careful. Maybe you switch and you're squeezing, see? Whatever, right? We're working toward it. Everybody's working toward it. If you did it, beautiful, right? Some people surprise themselves with that one. I know like some men that actually just popped right into that. They can't freaking do a split. They can't do pigeon. I don't know. Some people's mobilities are just there. So don't worry about it. All right, time for the block. Up to you, how high you have it, because you're going to be resting the thigh on it as we warm up for a split. But we're going to start by bringing some heat into the legs, coming into a super low high lunge here, and then just releasing the hips. Bringing some heat, maybe going back and forth, and then bringing it down. You choose the level, right? So you can have it midway, and then maybe the thigh just relaxes onto that super easy. Then bring it down another notch. Maybe you have a pillow under it instead. And then bring that upper thigh to relax. Try and keep the right toes tucked so that you're keeping the hips square. And then feel free to hang here. But we're all gonna hang here for a little bit. So we start to release. So wherever it is, if you don't have a block high enough, you can just hold a half split. Do whatever you gotta do. And then if you're feeling good, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do here, because chances are my thigh is not gonna come all the way to the mat. My left thigh hasn't in a very, very long time. So I am going to stay with the knee slightly bent. And then maybe I can relax the back foot and see now the thigh is kind of touching here, but I'm still gonna keep the knee bent because I am trying to protect my hamstring. So you choose what you're doing. Maybe you wanna come up instead and do some rotations here like this. Maybe you want to fold down, but please, if the thigh isn't completely on the mat, keep the left knee bent. And you're gonna release, and eventually it is gonna open up so the whole leg can be on there, but there is no point at all, guys, in injuring yourselves, okay? To take a picture of yourself in a split or something silly like that, right? It will happen so long as you keep stretching. You want to try and keep the shoulders over the hips. And see, I've already relaxed more into it. I'm pretty happy with that. And nothing is going to tear. Inhale, slide it back in. Let's switch to the right side. And feel free to repeat those, okay? But we're just kind of, yeah, we're almost at an hour, so I want to get you guys out of here. We'll do a back one next week, I promise. I'm just kind of afraid of it, and it's also back stretching, especially with like what we're trying to do in these videos, come up into that low high lunge, is just, right, you could do so much with a strap because the strap is like a partner, but in terms of the back, I find the best ones really are, you do kind of need a partner, which unfortunately I do not have. I don't know, you might have one. If you're lucky, Anya, knock. Sorry if I butcher. I've been trying to practice it in the mirror, but I don't know if I'm doing it well. And then, yeah, so start, see if you feel that heat there in the thigh. You were dropping those hips down, and then block midway. Maybe you find it feels better to be low, but just go where you want it to feel comfortable, right? I can't stress that enough. We want to be feeling good here. And then bring yourselves up a bit. Maybe if you're on the block, you try and lift the hands. Maybe you keep them down. Keep that right knee bent, please, unless you know that you have an oversplit or a really deep split, okay? You just can never be too careful, especially when you're practicing alone. No one's there to kind of observe right where you're at. So I just want to err on the side of caution, okay? Just so I can sleep at night here. And then you can keep those left toes tucked if you want, trying to keep the hips square, or maybe you let them out, just make sure that they're not too wonky, they're more or less straighting, pointing straight back. And then if you want, you can remove the block, start to inch it down, but again, trying to be very cautious. So I'm keeping my knee bent just that little bit because my hamstrings have not actually been feeling great lately. I'm trying to bring my body up a bit more, or you could do that. You can bend down and still keep the knee bent, remember. Maybe I'm taking a forward fold. And then that's gonna help my left hip come further down to the mat, okay? It should feel good, okay? So if you come down and you're like, holy shit, this does not feel good, you could just go right back up. Go up to somewhere it feels good, okay? If you try it, just be careful. If it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel good, right? So we're up, we're in our split. We're holding because this is deep stretch. We're going deeper with it, right? And then, slide it back. Yes, that feels amazing. And then come lie on the back, guys. Let's bring this in a little bit. Yeah, so I'll give you the option for a wheel. Like I said, we didn't get that into the back. So please, please, please be cautious. Please understand it might not be your best wheel. But we did open the hips a lot, which are important for back bends. So maybe you're coming just in to a bridge, sliding up. Should feel pretty nice after everything we did. Pushing into the heels, turning on the back body there. And maybe you're making it big. Maybe you're trying to keep it more even and just relaxing to the glutes. Maybe you're vertebrae by vertebrae coming down. Tucking the tailbone a bit. Vertebrae by vertebrae coming up. And that just feels freaking awesome after all that work. Or maybe you're coming up into the bridge. You are wrapping inner thighs in. Everything is turned on to keep yourself safe. Maybe you're bringing the hands behind you and fingertips are pointing toward the shoulders. You're engaging the legs even more. Maybe you press up to the top of the head. Maybe it feels good to press up higher. Maybe you could straighten the legs a bit. Come into your full wheel. Again, not going to be your deepest wheel probably just because of the stretching we did today. But try it out just so you can feel. My day, I think, does feel more complete with a back bend. Though I've been neglecting them. Make sure it feels good. Strong legs. Beautiful. And again, we're kind of holding it long. Make sure it feels good. If there's pain in the shoulders, come down. And everybody relax out of that. See, yeah, I wasn't going to leave you without that. Now I feel complete. Cradle the shins in. I think that was a good one. And then let's bring the knees toward each other here. Take some deep breaths on our back. Maybe right hand to belly, left hand to heart. Close your eyes. Let your breath naturally return to normal after that back bend. Do a scan of your body. How does it feel different than before you started this practice? Do you feel good? Is anything hurting? If anything's hurting, maybe take note of it. And track back in your mind when you think it happened, where you pushed too hard. Take notice of your hips. Do they feel open? Take a moment and just send out some gratitude. I know it's crazy right now, but just thank yourself for taking time to do something that will enhance your quality of life in the long run. Flexibility is important just for walking, overall comfort in the body, but also we could kind of take it metaphorically as we need to be flexible in our lives right now and really, really flexible with our expectations. Inhale, gently rock up and down the spine like we like to do. And I thank you for doing deep stretch. We'll be back next week. Thank you for your patience. I hope you're feeling good.